Good morning. This presentation is in form of a webinar, and the topic is investment in Saudi silica resources and product. And this webinar is designed only for the training purpose. It is very important to know the basic geology of Saudi Arabia. Geologically speaking, Saudi Arabia can be divided into four zones. Number one is Arabian Shield on the left hand side. This is shown in pink, and it is stretched in northwest and southeast direction along the Red Sea. Arabian Shield consists of igneous and metamorphic rocks. Second zone is the cover rocks. Cover rocks bounds the Arabian Shield in north, northeast and east. So Arabian Shield is surrounded by the cover rocks, and cover rocks consist of sedimentary rocks, and they are dominated by sandstones and limestones, although there are other sedimentary rocks present as well. It is very interesting that all the commercial grade silica sand which is produced in Saudi Arabia, it all comes from these sandstones which are exposed in the cover rocks. Third zone is empty quarter, Rabul Khali on your right hand side shown in light yellow. It consists of sand dunes, but this sand has no commercial value because of its high impurity content, and it is not economically viable to upgrade this silica sand. Fourth zone is the basalt fields. Basalt fields are scattered in the Arabian Shield and they are shown in yellow color. In Arabic, basalt fields are called harrat. Let's start our discussion on silica sand. Although silica sand resources are present in many different areas in Saudi Arabia, but all of them, they are restricted to the cover rocks. No silica sand resource is found within Arabian Shield. Let's start from the silica resources near Riyadh. Al-Butain is one of the most important silica resource, although many Saudis, they don't know about Al-Butain because this area has been restricted for any kind of mining. But the previous work in 1990s has indicated a silica sand resource of 550 million tons of high quality silica sand in this area. Why this area is restricted? Perhaps the authorities, government of Saudi Arabia, they want to keep this area for the coming generations. Second silica resource is Jebel al-Dughm. It has been the main center of silica sand mining in Saudi Arabia since last 25 to 30 years. There have been many silica sand mines, but what happened in 2016, this area has been declared closed from the government. The reason for the closure of Jebel al-Dughm silica sand mining complex, according to the government authorities, that the distance between the silica sand mining and the city of Riyadh is decreasing because the Riyadh is expanding. And because of the danger of pollution, government has decided to stop silica sand mining in this area. So what happened? It is decided that all the silica sand investors in this area, when their mining license is expired, they have to move to another area. Their mining license will not be renewed. Exploration in 1990s has revealed the presence of an indicated resource of 100 million tons in this area. There's another small area, Jabal Burma, which has about 70 million tons silica sand. After the announcement of the closure of Jabal al-Dughm, Saudi Geological Survey started exploration and finding new areas. So the newly discovered areas as a result of Saudi Geological Survey's effort includes Bani Tamim and Al-Kharj. Although some work has been done in Al-Kharj in 1990s, however, that work does not show any potential, any good quality silica sand. However, the present exploration has indicated the potential of this area, and the present team working in that area found good quality, in fact very high quality silica sand in this area. In fact, this area is quite big, quite large area. I will say that it is more than 5,000 kilometers square, and it is extended southward into Wadi Adawasir. I have no idea how much silica sand is there. I have no idea of the tonnage. However, I can assume that if Saudi Geological Survey drill 50 exploration boreholes in this area in 10 kilometer by 5 kilometer area at a distance of 1 kilometer, then I calculate the resource based on the 25% of the area of influence. The total tonnage will be 275 million ton. However, for a better and more reliable resource estimate, we have to do the drilling. There are other areas, one of them in north, 250 kilometers south of Tabuk, southeast of Tabuk. It's called Tema. So south of Tema, there are sandstones which are extended in east-west direction. Exploration has been done in this area, South Tema, several times in past. In 1997, exploration was done, but this exploration was based on the surface sampling, studying the road cuts and wadis, and a 400 million ton silica sand resource has been reported in this area, and this resource is classified as indicated resource. Saudi Geological Survey was formed in the year 2000, and after the formation of Saudi Geological Survey, the exploration was intensified in this area. In the year 2000, exploration by Saudi Geological Survey, they drilled 40 core holes on the left hand side of the highway going from Al Madina to Tabuk via Tema. So as a result of this exploration, 6,000 million tons of silica sand resource has been found. By the way, these holes are 1 kilometer apart, total 40 core holes, 1 kilometer apart and 25 meter depth. 2001, further exploration, another 40 core holes on the right hand side of the highway, and as a result 6,240 million tons silica sand, indicated resource of silica sand, has been discovered. So total 12.640 billion ton silica sand resource in this area. Excuse me. Based on the work done by Saudi Geological Survey, the Deputy Ministry for Mineral Resources, DMMR, has established a silica sand mining complex in this area. You can see right in the middle the location of Tema Silica Sand Mining Complex, and it is actually on both sides of the highway. This highway you can see as a yellow line. Southwards is going to Al Madina, and north is touching Tema and going to Tabuk. South of Tema, this all area is all sandstone. In the south, southeast, southwest, it's all sandstone. Geologically speaking, this sandstone is called Suck sandstone. On the right hand side, in northeast corner, you can see the underfoot desert. This desert has large, huge sand dunes. Some of them are good quality, and part of these sand dunes cover the Suck sandstone. This is the map of Silica sand mining complex, you can see the boundary line, and this silica sand mining complex is trending in northwest southeast direction. You can also see a number of silica sand mines. Most of them are 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer, some of them 2 by 1 kilometer, and a couple of them are large. You can see the location of large mines: Al Marbai in north, Radadi in south, and GUM in the middle. And there are many applications are coming recently for the licenses. So this area is getting crowded. Further north in Al Jof, there is a town Domatul Jandal, and 30 kilometers south of Domatul Jandal, Saudi Geological Survey team has drilled 27 core holes totaling to 525 meter down to the depth of 20 meter, and they found high quality white and somewhat rounded silica sand and a resource of 160 million tons. In fact, this area is much more bigger than what Saudi Geological Survey has discovered, but most of the area is buried under the sand. This is very interesting and very important to know that this area is the closest area, silica sand mining area, to the newly developed industrial city of Wad al-Shumal. This Google Earth map shows the An-Nafud Desert. Southward, this highway is going to Hail City. North is going to Al Jawf, Domatul Jandal, and Arar further north. You can clearly see the white elongated patches of sandstones, and these are the sandstones which has great potential. Saudi Geological Survey has drilled part of this sandstone, but it is a much more larger area. Saudi Arabia has world-class silica sand processing plants. Two of them in South Tema. One belongs to Al Marbai, the another one belongs to Radadi. Both are wet processing plant, produce high quality silica sand. Both of them, they also have the silica sand grinding, silica sand flour plant, grinding plant. There are 3 plants in Riyadh area, Adom area. One of them belongs to Adwan Chemicals, the other one for Al Daris, and third big name in this area is Delman, but Delman plant is not here, is in another area. So I will say a total indicated resource of 13.5 billion ton is reported in these 4 areas. I have not included other areas like Qasim and other areas. It is just, this estimate is based on the drilling and surface exploration in Tema, South Tema, in Al Jawf, and in Dohm area. Let's discuss existing silica sand markets in Saudi Arabia. Existing markets of silica sand include clear float glass. Why we call float glass? Actually, it is the float glass. Float is a process. The glass produced is a flat glass. So the flat glass is produced by float process. Colored container glass, fiber glass. There are big fiberglass factory in Yambu, and there are 2 more in Saudi Arabia. Ceramics and porcelain and glazes. Silica sand produces silica flour, and silica flour is used in ceramics and porcelain and glazes. Then silica flour has other uses. The most important use in Saudi Arabia, the most important use of silica flour is as additive in oil well cement. Silica flour also used in plastic, paint, coating, and rubber as filler. Silica sand is used as filtration media for the filtration of drinking water and filtration of sewage water. And filtration sand is also exported. Silica sand is used for construction and construction products. Silica sand is used for poultry grit, small sized market. Poultry, the chicken has no teeth, so they swallow their food. When the food goes into their gizzard, they need something to grind it. So they bite on the rocks, they bite on the sand, and they inhale the sand grains inside. And these sand grains act as a grinding stone inside the gizzard. They grind the food inside the gizzard and make it easy for the digestion, make it easy to digest by the chicken. So there's a market for poultry grit, for the young chicken, old chicken, as well as for the ostrich. Saudi Arabia has ostrich farm as well. It's not only Saudi Arabia, the neighbor country Rasul Khaimah, UAE, has a big ceramic and glass sector, and they import all their raw material from Saudi Arabia. Silica sand also marketed in MENA region and also on a small scale in European countries. Let's see what are potential silica sand markets in Saudi Arabia. So we have seen what are the existing markets. Now we will discuss the potential markets of silica sand. Okay, first of all, we need the processing. Without processing, silica sand is nothing. It is used after just dry screening, it is used in some application. But for good, you can fetch good price when the silica sand is processed by wet processing. So when you have processed silica sand can produce silica flour, but you need a silica sand grinding plant. You need a ball mill. And this silica flour has domestic market as well as export market. Silica sand can be heated in the rotary kiln, and here the quartz of the silica sand converts into cristobalite. Cristobalite is a form of quartz, and this cristobalite, when silica sand converts into cristobalite, all the physical properties are enhanced. Cristobalite can be sold as it is, or it is pulverized, it is ground, and it is called cristobalite flour. So engineered quartz stone is produced from silica flour, cristobalite, and cristobalite flour. And engineered quartz stone has a large local market as well as export market, mainly in UAE. So you can also invest in another downstream. It's called fused silica. To produce fused silica from silica sand, you need electrodes. So electrodes, they need electricity to heat the silica sand, and it is this process called fusion. So silica sand converts into fused silica. What is fused silica? Fused silica is a glass. So you must be wondering, what is the difference between ordinary glass and fused silica? The ordinary glass or window glass or flat glass is produced from 70% silica, 30% other things. And the 30% other components are limestone, dolomite, feldspar, soda ash, and many other things. On the right hand side, this fused silica is produced from very high quality silica sand, where the silica sand is 99.8% or better quality. So this fused silica is a glass which is high silica glass. So what we do with this? This fused silica, once it is made, then it is ground, finely ground, and we produce fused silica flour. Now again, you must be wondering, what is the difference? What is the main difference between the fused silica flour and the silica flour? Silica flour on the left hand side, it is produced from silica sand. Silica sand is a crystalline material. So silica flour is also crystalline. It doesn't matter how fine you grind silica sand, the silica flour is still crystalline because you cannot break the crystal structure. On the right hand side, the fused silica flour is an amorphous product. It is non-crystalline. So that is the main difference. In many industrial applications, the amorphous flour, silica flour, is preferred over the crystalline silica flour. Let's see. Another option, another investment. You can produce silicon carbide. What you need? You need a rotary kiln and heating of silica sand with a source of carbon, and this source of carbon might be the petroleum coke, pet coke. So it is heated at high temperature, and this silica sand with the carbon reaction, which is called reduction, it is converted into silicon carbide. And silicon carbide is crushed and it produces different sizes, and there are so many uses of silicon carbide. It is, it is used as abrasive, polishing agent, for cutting tools. It is used as refractory material. More recently, more advanced use of the silicon carbide is the production of wires, thin wires. And these thin wires are used to cut the silicon wafers to produce solar cells. Before the invention of these wires, the silicon wafers were produced by the diamond saw. So there was a loss of waste. So when we use thin silicon wires, there is no waste, or there is very little waste. So silicon carbide is another investment. And silica sand plus soda ash after heating can also produce sodium silicate. Sodium silicate is a chemical. It is the backbone of the detergent industry. It has domestic market as well as export market. However, sodium silicate also used as a feed material to produce specialty silicas such as precipitated silica or silica gel or some other products. So precipitated silica has hundreds of different uses which I am going to discuss. But how it is produced? Precipitated silica is produced from sodium silicate, and sodium silicate is produced from silica sand. Okay. Let's discuss the potential uses and markets of silica sand. So one by one, we can produce very high quality silica sand by wet processing, and this is called low iron sand, and it is used in very high tech uses, industrial uses. Low iron, it doesn't mean when the iron is 100 ppm, 150 ppm, 200 ppm. No, this term low iron is used when the iron content is less than 85 ppm, and such iron is required for making the solar glass. I will discuss it again. Silica flour. Although there are silica flour manufacturers in Saudi Arabia, but there is still a big room to improve the quality and to improve the fineness. You can produce more ultra fine products. So there is still investment, there is still room for the investment. Silica chemicals such as sodium silicate, specialty silicas, precipitated silica, silica gel, and colloidal silica, cristobalite, engineered quartz stone. So there are many opportunities downstream. Recreational sand. The main market is Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates. I will discuss what is recreational sand. Silica sand for specialty glass. It is entirely overseas market because this type of glass is not produced in Saudi Arabia. Silicon carbide, mostly export. However, at present the prices are not favorable to produce silicon carbide. Fused silica, great potential, and it can be produced here in Saudi Arabia and there is an investor who is interested to produce few silica in Saudi Arabia. Let's discuss non-glass applications. Filtration sand, casting sand which is used for molding, recreational sand. What is recreational sand? It is used in golf courses. It's called bunker sand. Play sand which is used in parks, sandboxes for the children's school for playing. In Canada, America, all the schools, children's school and the daycare centers, they have these sandboxes where children really enjoy playing with the sand. And this sand is changed time to time, so they buy more sand. Beach landscaping, certain grades of silica sand, coarse grain, they are used for the landscaping along the beach. Other landscaping, horse stables, horticulture and agriculture uses. Poultry grade, as I discussed, that poultry grade, there is a market for young chicken, old chicken, there are different sizes, and for ostrich. Silica sand, clear flowed glass in Saudi Arabia, you have to get a very good knowledge, very good understanding of the flowed glass. It is not one thing. The flowed glass produced for different purpose. They have different qualities. But flowed glass manufacturers in Saudi Arabia, there are 5 large size manufacturers of flowed glass, and total consumption of silica sand is 1.2 million tons per year. Saudi Arabia flowed glass products are used inside Saudi Arabia as well as for export. Flowed glass for window and doors, the lowest quality flowed glass, often they use 400, 500 ppm iron content, it doesn't matter. But the size of the silica sand is between 100 micron to 500 micron. But when the flowed glass manufacturer, they produce flowed glass for automotive, it depends what they are producing. So time to time they get orders from overseas and they produce automotive glass. They need a silica sand which has less than 300 ppm iron oxide. For structural glass, for the high-rise building, they need iron oxide less than 300 ppm. Process glass, there are some investors, they buy flat glass from the flat glass producers and they do the processing. So flat glass producer themselves, they don't do processing. There are other factories which buy the flat glass and they do the processing. What is processing? In the processing, they convert ordinary flat glass into tempered glass, patterned glass, bulletproof glass, low E glass, and all different kind of glasses by processing. What is low E glass? Low E glass like glazed glass, and this glazed glass reduces the cost of your air conditioning in your office and in your home because it does not allow the flow of heat across it. It reflects most of the heat. Let's discuss the solar glass. I will connect it to the Saudi vision to produce 200 gigawatt solar energy. I think everybody knows about Saudi vision to produce 200 gigawatt solar energy by the end of 2030. And I am sure all of you know that silica sand has nothing to do with the solar cells or solar panels. Solar cells and solar panels are produced from silicon metal, solar grade silicon. And solar grade silicon is produced from metallurgical grade silicon. Metallurgical grade silicon is produced from lump quartz, not from silica sand. So on the left hand side, you can see the blue color sheet. This is the solar panel. Solar panel has to be covered with a glass, and that glass is called the solar glass. And this solar glass is produced from a silica sand which is called low iron silica sand, where the iron content should be less than 85 parts per million. So imagine when Saudi Arabia will be in the solar energy harvesting, they will produce solar energy by photovoltaic by means of solar panels and as well as by concentrated solar power, which is you can see on the right hand side, where we need the mirrors to reflect the sunlight and to concentrate the sunlight, and these mirrors are also produced from the low iron glass. And here also you need silica sand with less than 85 ppm. What I want to say, not many silica sand producers are ready to produce low iron silica sand in Saudi Arabia. However, if you are smart person, there are ways and means to produce low iron silica sand from using your existing technology, using your existing raw material. There are processes, there are means, there are techniques. Silica flower production. Silica flower produced from processed silica. So you have to remember that silica flower is produced from processed silica sand. What are the market drivers in Saudi Arabia? Number one, increasing crude oil prices, because the big market of the silica flower is related to the oil well cementing. Second, growth of fiberglass industry because of the increasing demand for the construction. So the construction projects are coming. 2019 will be the good year where the construction industry will jump. Three to 6% silica flour by weight is used in paint and coatings as a filler. 3 to 5% by weight silica flour is used in rubber as a filler. 30 to 35% silica sand or silica flour is used in oil well cement as an additive. 50 to 74% of silica flour is used in fiberglass. So how it is produced? You need silica sand, you need processing, processed silica sand, then grinding, classification, and you have silica flour. Silica flour used in Saudi Arabia, the largest use is 36% of the total production goes to the it goes to the oil well cementing. 27% goes to the reinforcement filler, 34% goes to the fiberglass, and 3% in other applications. Now let's see the silica flour in the MENA region. In this MENA region, I have included about 12 to 15 countries only. Total market value in 2017 was 73.8 million US dollar. Total market volume was in 2017 it was 810,000 ton. So key market in the MENA region is Saudi Arabia. The share of Saudi market is 45% in the MENA region. Silica chemicals and specialty silicas. Sodium silicate manufacturing in Saudi Arabia. We need silica sand to produce we need silica sand and soda ash to produce sodium silicate. Sodium silicate is used to produce silica gel, precipitated silica, and colloidal silica. And we need heating. Silica sand and soda ash is heated. Sodium silicate uses and market. Sodium silicate market $6.13 billion in 2017. This I have taken it from a report, Market and Markets. In the year 2022, this market will reach to 11.03 billion US dollar. CAGR is total 3.2% between 2017 and 2022. Construction industry is the main driving force behind sodium silicate market, sodium silicate demand. The global volume of construction output will grow by 85% to US dollar 15.5 trillion by 2030. Sodium silicate is used as sealant in the concrete. It is used in many other functions as well. In Saudi Arabia, construction industry will pick up in 2019. This figure shows the how the sodium silicate market is growing in China, and these values are in US. Actually, you cannot see the prices here, but you can see the trend from between 2014 till 2025. So these markets include detergent, catalyst, pulp and paper, elastomers, food and healthcare, and others. So, uses of sodium silicate and precipitated silica. Sodium silicate is produced in solid form as well as in aqueous form, which is called water glass. So, sodium silicate is used in many applications. I have shown here only a few of them, like water treatment, refractories, food preserving, ceramics and pottery, and making precipitated silica, and etc. etc. Let's see precipitated silica, which is one of the specialty silica. What is precipitated silica? It is a synthetic, amorphous, white, fluffy, micron-sized powder with large surface area. Production in Saudi Arabia, there is only one plant in Riyadh that produces precipitated silica. I'm sorry, there is no plant in Saudi Arabia. The only plant in Saudi Arabia produces only the sodium silicate, not precipitated silica. Saudi market share in MENA 35% in 2017. Saudi markets plastics, rubber, paint, coating, healthcare. It's just based on the news, the last two lines based on a news which I picked up from the internet. NTC, National Tire Company, Saudi Arabia, is investing $1 billion to produce a tire facility, a world-class tire facility, which will produce 1 million tires per year. And each tire need half kg to 1 kg precipitated silica. Here you can see Saudi Arabian precipitated silica market forecast from 2017 to 2020. There are many sectors, including plastic, paint and coating, rubber, healthcare, feed, food, personal care, toothpaste, and cream and lotion. However, the largest market is the plastic market. But when the National Tire Company will start the production of tire, here the rubber sector will increase. So the total is 5,000 about 5 million ton in 2017, and it will reach to 5.659 in 2020. Silica gel is also produced from sodium silicate. Silica gel is used in countless applications. Silica gel is either in granular form or beaded form. It is highly porous, therefore it absorbs moistures. Main uses of silica gel is packaging. Silica gel may also be used to keep the relative humidity inside a high frequency radio or satellite transmission system waveguide as low as possible. Commonly, a waveguide is a hollow metal pipe used to carry radio waves. Excessive moisture within a waveguide can cause arcing or degradation of the signals. Cristobalite. Cristobalite is quartz, just like silica sand. Cristobalite is high temperature quartz. Silica sand, that is quartz, converts to cristobalite after heating at 1500 degrees centigrade. And here, what happened during this heating? The formula remains same. Cristobalite is SiO2, quartz is SiO2, but the crystal structure changes, and by the conversion of the crystal structure, the physical properties are enhanced. there is improvement in the physical properties. Crystallization of Tema silica sand has shown good result. It competes with the global market products. Crystallite is used most of these applications where silica sand is used. But it gives much better result. For example, crystallite is used in construction, fiberglass, filler in plastic and paint, ceramic, rubber, abrasive, engineered quartz stones, etc. Now, what is engineered quartz stone? You might have seen the kitchen furniture made out of engineered quartz stone, or you have seen on the airport the slabs are not ceramic or porcelain. Nowadays most of them they are engineered quartz stones. So engineered quartz stone is produced in form of slabs and tiles. It is much more durable than ceramics, porcelain and granite, and less heating is involved in this production. Engineered quartz stone used in kitchen furniture and bathroom vanities. It is also used in floor tiles in commercial buildings. Silica sand, crystallite, silica flower are main component of quartz stone. All information is available for this investment. Here are some designs of the quartz stone. There are 100 more designs that can be produced in quartz stones. Fused silica. What is fused silica? Fused silica is a kind of glass. Difference between fused silica, ordinary window glass, I have already explained to you. Silica sand, for making fused silica, we need special kind of processed silica sand. Silica sand melting temperature is 1740 degrees centigrade. Grinding of fused silica to make flour, we need a grinding mill. And let's discuss silica sand product and try to relate it with the oil and gas industry. Saudi oil and gas industry, they use silica flour, 100 mesh to 200 mesh. It is used as additive for oil well cement. Gas industry, the unconventional gas production uses frac sand, different grades, different mesh, 70, 140, 40, 70, 30, 50, 20, 40 and 100 mesh. And Saudi Aramco is going to drill for unconventional gas in 3 different locations, and there will be a need of millions of tons of frac sand. Sodium silicate produced from silica sand and soda ash. Sodium silicate is used in oil well drilling due to its gelation property and polymerization to control the water loss. I will finish my silica sand presentation right here. The next presentation, next part of it is quartz, which I am going to discuss some other time. Good night.